What is up, Critics? Welcome back to the series where I customize and review past DLC and OG vehicles never got the chance to because I didn't start making car customization videos till about late 2015. As always, guys, let me know in the comments what car from late 2015 and older you want to see me customize next, and I'll display the most liked vehicle suggestion comment in the next customization video. So, in today's video, we're going to be customizing the Rocoto. This SUV is an OG vehicle that's been in the game since day one and can be purchased from a San Andreas website for $85,000, or of course you can get off the street for free. Now I do want to mention right out of the gate here, guys, that this car basically has no visual customization, which is a bit unfortunate, but I guess it sort of makes sense considering it's an SUV from 2013. Now in terms of performance, the Rocoto is in the SUVs class and is around mid-pack in that class, around the pace of the XLS and the Granger for track performance, which I guess is pretty decent. But obviously it's not going to be winning you any races or anything like that. You buy this more for its looks, not really its performance. But anyways, in terms of what the Rocoto is based on, it's primarily based on the second generation Porsche Cayenne, plus it also has some subtle styling elements from the Audi Q5, and the headlights and taillights are very similar to the Volkswagen Touareg as well. So definitely a very strange combination there of SUVs, but I guess the end result is a pretty decent looking SUV. But anyways, let's go ahead and check out the customization of the Rocoto. Alright, Rocoto. Okay, we got armor, brakes, typical stuff here, engine, lights, do some xenons, plate. I think I have a Porsche plate. Yeah, there we go. But I mean, it does have a bit more Audi, and well, it's definitely mainly the Cayenne, but it then also has some Audi, and it also has some of the Touareg as well. So I'm just gonna put luxury plate on here, I guess, kind of like a luxury SUV. Alright, yeah, we'll just do that. Alright, continuing to colors, I do want to put a nice, I was thinking red, but honestly I think I'm going to go for a nice gray. So we're going to go with a dark steel here, or should we do black steel? I think we'll dark steel. Yeah, dark steel, and then pearlescence, I will do an ice white pearl, brighten it up, looks great. Crew emblem for this car goes on the hood, very large crew emblem there. Suspension, I think we should lower it all the way. Transmission, turbo, wheels. For this one, I want like a nice multi-spoke wheel. And I've gone through most of these, and to me, I think the concave racers look really clean on here. Because this car does have like a lot of chrome trim, and the concave racers have a very subtle chrome lip. I think it works really well with this car, especially when we paint the wheels. We can see there the chrome lip on the edge works very well. Now I'm gonna do a black steel, so kind of like a gray on gray instead of the black wheels. I think that looks fantastic. Windows, I think we'll just black them out, and that's all the options there. As I talked about earlier, you know, this thing has no visual customization, unfortunately, for the most part. It's all just the typical internal modifications and wheels and stuff like that, which is a bit unfortunate, but that's as to be expected from, you know, OG cars, especially SUVs and certain sedans and stuff like that. But alright, let's take it for a drive, exit to ground. I think it looks fantastic. Alright, got some revs here. The exhaust note, I don't know how I feel about it. Sounds kind of like a, I don't know, like a compact car or something. I just don't really like the way it sounds. Copy and paste SUV interior here. I use this in most of the SUVs in game. Alright, let's floor it. No wheel spin at all. Pretty sure this thing's all-wheel drive. The exhaust note, I'm not liking the exhaust note personally. I don't feel like it suits it that well. Sounds a bit weird. Handling wise, handles pretty good. I know the top speed of this thing is pretty similar to like the regular Ballers. Ooh. Oh my. I don't know why I thought I was gonna grip there. It did not like that corner. Okay, handling's not as good as I thought it would be then. I mean, you look at the size of this and you assume it's gonna handle a lot better than a a larger SUV, but what I'm feeling here, it kind of drives like a big heavy SUV, which is kind of weird. The way it handles, it feels like that Cavalcade, for example. It feels like a heavy, big SUV, even though it looks like a it's a smaller SUV. Very strange. Very strange. I honestly did not expect that. Yeah, it's a handful. It's not that easy to drive as I thought it would be. And the brakes aren't all that great. A lot of understeer there. Yeah, I can see why this thing has a lap time that's not as good as other SUVs in the class that have lower top speeds. So yeah, that definitely makes a lot more sense now. Alright, let's pull over, open all the doors and stuff. Let's pull over here. Perfect. Alright, let's turn it on here so we can see the lights a bit better. Actually, something I wanted to touch on really quick. This has always been a pet peeve of mine, and it's why I don't own one in my garage. And that is because of the braking situation. Why does it make sense that this thing has what? How many brake lights? Like six brake lights? Why is that necessary? Now the bottom ones, I think those are supposed to be reflectors, the ones by the license plate, but they made them actually like brake lights, which is very strange. You can see it turn on there. And then the top one on the roof spoiler, instead of putting a center third brake light like almost every SUV, they put two. Why are there two brake lights up there? It's so weird. So then you have this weird like double brake lights on top, and then double reflectors, or actually they're brake lights once they light up when you brake, by the license plate. It's just really weird. That's something I've always hated about this SUV. And when it brakes, look at all that. It just looks like a mess. It doesn't look good. But that's always been a pet peeve of mine on the Rocoto. But all right, let's open all the doors and stuff here. Vehicle doors. Let's go all. And all right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, copy and paste engine model. This is one of the worst ones I've seen. That's like, what the heck? That engine cover is like cut off on the edges there. That is so weird. Yeah, that's probably one of the worst engine models I've seen in a long time. That's pretty bad. The interior, we already, we've seen this a million times, but apparently Rockstar somehow likes it because they used it in the Jubilee recently in the Contract DLC. Back here, trunk, pretty decent average. Looks fine. Texture quality, it's okay. Hatch opens up, and it's not connected to anything. You can see it kind of floating there. Okay. I mean, that's to be expected. 2013 vehicles, they don't have any good detail, because remember, back then, you weren't able to open all these panels unless you broke them off. So that's kind of the reasoning behind that, I suppose. They didn't put that much effort into it, because most of the time when you're looking at it, it's because it was broken off, not because you manually opened it on a perfect, clean car. So yeah, so overall, should you buy the Rocoto? I don't know. This was sort of the compromise we had back in the day before the Contract DLC, where the only way you can get a Porsche-inspired SUV was to buy the Rocoto and kind of pretend it's like that, even though it's mixed with like 3 other SUVs. And then we didn't really have a nice Audi SUV until the i-Wagon came out, even though that thing is kind of a mess, but it does look nice from far away. So this was kind of the compromise for those two kind of like Audi and Porsche scenarios for the SUVs. But now that the other two exist, I don't really see a reason to own this thing anymore. Especially since the styling, I mean, it's a bit strange, especially with the brake light situation back here. And the front end, I always found it to look a little strange to me personally. And do those lights even work? I don't think those LED strip lights work on this thing. The high beams, let's see. Regular lights and high... Oh, they do with the high beams. Okay, I did not know that. So I learned something today. That's pretty cool, actually. So they did put that effort in there. Okay, so I guess there's that as a plus. But I don't own one in my garage currently because to me, I just don't really like it that much per se. Like, there's a lot of other SUVs I would prefer owning before I'm having this one in there. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Remember to let me know down below in the comments what car from late 2015 and older you want to see me customize next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.